Hi there. Thanks for tuning in to my show. This morning here in Southern California, it was a little bit chilly, so I've got my colorful jacket on. I love color because it makes me happy. Color actually expands my chi. So today I want to talk about expanding your chi. And let me tell you how I came to this topic. And so if you watched last week, you'll remember that towards the end of last week's show, I talked about expanding your energy. I talked about like kind of expanding your energetic boundaries. People often ask me about boundaries to keep away, for example, to be able to keep away toxic people. And I mentioned that when our energy shifts, then the people who enter into our energy field changes. And when your energy is really small, you do need to have boundaries to keep people out, to keep certain people that are making you feel depleted outside. But my preference is to actually expand your energy so you don't have to focus on keeping people away. It just happens organically, or people either fall away or they get uplifted if they're ready for change and shift when they're in your energy field. So the question is, how do we do that? And so I wanted to dive really deep into this topic, and you might need to take notes, but I will kind of summarize at the end, and you can always listen back later, because this is a topic that's very big and important to me. And it's also the topic that is the basis of a lot of the work I do today. It's the basis of my idea for the healing sanctuary. It's the basis of what is going to be the online healing platform. This is the basis of it. It is about helping people to expand their chi. And I'm going to tell you why it's important to me and how I learned it or became aware that this is what we need to do. When I first came back from the other side, and I came back after having the NDE, my chi was super expanded because I was in this space that was just pure chi. For those of you who don't know what chi is what they call it in China and Japan, and in India they call it prana. In English there's no actual term for it, but we can call it life force energy. And the fact that there's no term for it in the English language means that for people in Western culture, it's not even considered a thing. But it actually is. And this is sometimes the problem with language. When a culture doesn't recognize something as being real, there will be no language for it. But so when you don't recognize something as being real, you completely overlook it in your life, and you don't even know it exists, and you don't even know it's something you can consider and think about and even encompass into your life, which is a real misfortune, because life force energy, chi, prana, all of these words for the same thing, is super important. So if you think of your life force energy or your chi, that's the energy that runs through your body. The more of that energy you have in your body, the healthier you are. The stronger that energy is, the less chances there is for disease to exist in your body. If you are faced with people who have infections and who have flus or coronavirus or whatever, the stronger your chi, the less likely you are to catch it from them without any masks, without any, like those hazmat suits or anything like that. Your chi, which is strong and vibrant and expanded, is what will protect you. So this is what I want to talk about today. So when I was in that NDE state, I was pure energy, pure chi. So when I came back into my body, even though my body was still emaciated, and according to the doctors, the body was still diseased, my chi was extremely strong. And when your chi is strong, there's no room in the body for disease. And so the body healed my body healed very, very quickly, because the chi at that time from coming back from the other side was so strong. When I started to integrate back into the world and try and live life, I was not aware, I did not have this awareness that life in this 5-sensory, 3-dimensional world actually wears down at your chi or your prana or your life force energy if you are not aware of it. It actually wears it down, and things like stress and people like, because I came back and I felt super open, super trusting, which you can be when your chi is expanded, but you need to be aware that your chi is expanded so that you can continue to maintain it. I was not aware. And because I was not aware, there were many times when I felt completely depleted of chi, but I didn't know what was going on and I didn't know why. It took a lot of turning inward for me to understand, oh, I see, my life force energy goes up and down. And why does it go up and down? Because since I've come back here, I've started to give my power away to other people again. When I was on the other side, I became fully expanded, like fully recharged, fully refueled with this life force energy. Then I come back, and some of the old habits of like going back to thinking, oh, I don't want to displease that person. Oh, and you start giving your power away to people. And the people we give our power away don't necessarily have our best interests at heart. And we may be handing our chi, our energy over to them in a platter and letting them actually, I guess in a way, manipulate our energy in any way they want. And we don't even question it because we open ourselves up to be completely trusting. Now, the thing is, when you are aware that this chi is a form of energy that is yours, and it's yours to do what you want, and you can expand it as much as you like, but there are a few things that you need to know about it, and that's what I wanted to share with you. Now, in the past, when I've said you need to expand your energy, I've always said the most important thing is self-love. The more you love yourself, the more your energy expands. Today, I want to dive deeper into what that means. I want to give it more tangibility so that you know what that means. Because it is so true that the more you love yourself, the more chi you have. But when you do love yourself, there are certain things you do for yourself that you wouldn't do if you don't love yourself. And that's what I really want to talk about. For like short-term purposes, before entering a party, and if you're feeling nervous and you want to expand your chi, you just have to visualize yourself in this beautiful golden or silver or colorful bubble. And a lot of people I know even posted after I mentioned that last week about expanding your energy field or expanding your chi so that people who are not of your frequency will fall away. Many people posted suggestions on how to do that, which is fantastic. I love that. So you can even go back and look at some of the comments, and people will give you different visualizations. Even the meditations I've done in past episodes or my meditation CDs help you to expand your chi. But what I want to give you today is something that is solid, that expands your chi in a way that it even keeps health infections at bay. It's like really solid. And here's what it is. I'm going to make it simple and step by step. But some of you may find that the work itself, it's not easy. It takes a little bit of effort. But the more you love yourself, the more determined you will be to do it. So the number one important thing for you to do is to work through the issues in your life. So what do I mean by the issues? So first, become aware. What are the issues in my life that are depleting me? And these issues can be things like, are you in a relationship that's depleting you? Do you have a job that you hate? Are you super lonely? Are you going through grief? Does your life have purpose? Like, evaluate those issues. And the thing is, you don't have to have the solution right now. I'm going to give you 6 more steps. So there's 7 things I'm going to tell you to expand your chi. But when you get to the 7th thing and you can complete the other 6 things, you will find issue number 1 will be easier to deal with. So issue number 1 are the big ones. What are the big issues? Or sorry, step number 1 is identifying the big issues in your life that are depleting you. So is it your relationship? Is it that you're afraid to leave the relationship? Is it that you're stuck in financial issues and you're in a job that you hate, or you're stuck in a mortgage or a debt or whatever it is? So identify those things and make a commitment that you are going to resolve them. That is number 1. Not to have them already resolved, but make a commitment that you are going to love yourself enough to figure out a way to resolve them. When you do that, that already feels empowering, rather than shoving it into a closet, or knowing that, oh my God, I got to deal with this job I hate. Oh my God, I got to deal with this toxic relationship. Oh my God, I got to deal with my financial issues. No, what you're going to do is you're going to say, I make a commitment that I am going to increase my chi so that I can now resolve these issues or watch them fall away. And identify those issues, identify what they are, and tell yourself, I love myself enough to do this because I deserve it and I'm worthy. So that's step number 1. Identify those issues you want to clear up and resolve. Because remember, you need to come from a place of wanting to do this, of wanting to heal, wanting to live a life beyond all these issues. If you don't want to, if it's like, oh no, I don't want to, I'm ready to cross over, that's a whole different thing. Then your chi does, your energy field does become shrunken. So the thing is, so the first step is saying, I do want to live long. I do want to be healthy. I do want to resolve these issues. So that's the first thing. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to start doing something every day that releases stress and fear in your life. Because the stress from having those issues and the fear around those issues, whatever they are, even if you're dealing with an illness, a health challenge, the fear of that health challenge, the stress from that health challenge and the financial challenge and all of that, that is what eats away at your life force energy, your chi or your energy field. That is an energy leak, having these stresses, whatever they are. So number 2 is I want you to do something each day to release those stresses and fears. And so what do I mean? Even if it means taking up a new practice, if you're committed to yourself and you love yourself and you're willing to do this for yourself, then I would suggest you do it, because this is what I do for me. It's not that the stresses in my life are gone. It's that I have to actually keep expanding my chi, because life has a way of continually trying to deplete it. So what are the kinds of things that I'm talking about? You could take up meditation. You could take up walking in nature, sitting in nature, meditating in nature. You could take up a hobby of some kind, like maybe you could get back into your art or your writing or your poetry or your music or listening to music. You could take up Qigong, or Heigong as they call it in Cantonese. It's very, very effective and very popular today. So all of these things, when you reduce the stress through these methods and any others you can think of, these are the things that are depleting your chi. So you reduce the ways that your chi is being depleted. Number 3 is to remove the things from your diet that your body doesn't agree with. And so when your chi is expanded, your body can take a lot of stuff. It doesn't matter if you eat ice cream or if there are toxins, because your chi is super expanded and you're aware it's expanded, and so your body can heal with these things. But when your chi is not expanded, when your chi is very low, you need to actually be aware of what are the toxins that I'm taking in or breathing in my body that I can start to eliminate, which will help my chi and support my chi or my energy field to expand. And it could be anything. Like when I still go through times, and I know people think that I'm a superwoman, but I'm not. I actually go through times when I feel so depleted that I really need to follow this program myself to a letter, where I actually go through muscle testing to test what my body is rejecting. And if you do muscle testing, you could just tune into your body actually and ask your body. But if you choose to do muscle testing, have someone else do it on you, preferably a professional, like a professional neuro-emotional technique practitioner or somebody like that. Have somebody else do it on you if you do muscle testing, because sometimes when you do it on yourself, your body can lie to you because it wants to eat something. But when you do it on someone else who will ask questions without you knowing what they're asking, and who will cross-refer questions, your body will not lie to them. So basically, though, many of you already know without even getting muscle tested what your body is rejecting. So if at this time your body doesn't agree with sugar, for example, or maybe it doesn't agree with dairy or things that it doesn't agree with, start eliminating them from your body. It doesn't have to be forever if you love those things, but until your chi expands, start eliminating the things that are draining at your body. The next thing to do, and this is super important, is increase all the things into your diet that nourishes your body and increases your chi. And I want to say here, this is different for each person. I'm aware that I talk to an audience that are scattered all over the world. You might be tuning in from Hong Kong or Taiwan. You might be tuning in from Japan. You might be tuning in from India. You might be tuning in from Australia or America or Canada or Europe or England. You could be tuning in from anywhere, Norway. And in each of these places, you grew up on a different diet from each other. This is why I don't like to do a one-size-fits-all. When I was dealing with my illness, and I was told by different internet sites, different books, that this is what you have to do. This is I don't like using the word cancer, but this is the cancer elimination diet, as though this was the one and only thing. And if you eat this, it feeds the cancer cells. I don't like to advocate things like that, because those kinds of philosophies come from a place of fear. I prefer to think of it in terms of, I am nourishing my body so that it will feel good. What nourishes my body? And you can follow any system that works for you. And whether it is for you, whether you follow the traditional Chinese medical model of foods, that's the TCM model of foods, or the Ayurvedic model of foods, or whether you prefer to follow the Gerson therapy, or whether you follow Anthony Williams, it doesn't matter to me. But just do it from a place of love and not from a place of fear. Don't confuse yourself by following different modalities. For me, because of my Hong Kong upbringing, I resonate with the traditional Chinese medical system. So when my chi is completely depleted, when I am exhausted, something that resonates with me is having bone broth soup, which is very popular in Hong Kong and China. So that's something that resonates with me, and it really, really works. I think that a lot of places that have traditional ways of eating, we need to go back to the traditional way, because a lot of our modern diet takes shortcuts, and that's why we're seeing more and more disease when people move on to fast food and modern diets. But anyway, when your chi is expanded, you can handle all those things. You can even handle toxins. So the first thing, though, is when you are feeling depleted, go for foods that expand your energy. And you will know, because they feel good, they resonate with you, and you're not doing it out of fear. You're not going, oh my God, I should be eating this because otherwise if I don't eat it, or if I eat that, it causes cancer. No, don't even think of disease and cancer. Put that out of your mind completely. Put those words and labels out of your mind and purely think in terms of, I am nourishing and expanding my body because I love my body. I am nourishing and expanding my energy because I love myself and I want my energy to be rich and strong. I want to be energy rich and strong. I want to be in energy surplus, not in energy deficit. Many of you are running on energy deficit. And I shouldn't say you, I shouldn't point fingers. I am too very often. So when you're running on energy deficit, this is what you need to do. And I'm going to recap these steps again. So eat foods that actually nourish you and help to restore your energy. So that was step number 4. Step number 5, movement. Increase the movement in your day. And again, unique to you. What works for you? Dancing, hula hoop, walking, whatever it is. And this is really important because, again, when I was coming from a place of fear, just like with the food, when I was coming from a place of fear, I was eating things to avoid disease. No, eat to increase your energy field. Movement. When I would read things like, oh, when you do these cardio exercises, when you do this, when you do that, then it can eliminate disease, it can do this, and when you breathe this way, what was happening is that I was tiring myself out with going to the gym and doing cardio. That's not me. That's not who I am. When you overdo it because you're doing it from a place of fear and you feel you need to do more and push yourself, but it's not who you are. If it is who you are, that's great. But if it's not who you are, but you're doing it because people are telling you to do it, that means you're doing it from a place of fear. And when you are overdoing it, you are actually depleting chi. You're not increasing chi. You see what I mean? Like when you're eating foods from a place of fear of disease, that fear goes back to you're depleting chi with that fear. So that goes back to step number 2 where I said eliminate fear. But if trying to eat the right foods becomes a fear, that's a fear you need to eliminate and think of food as, no, it's not about being fearful of food. It's about food expands my chi. It expands my energy field. What foods expand my energy field? And these are the foods I'm going to eat more of. So step number 5 is movement, but movement that makes you feel good, that makes you feel rejuvenated, that makes your immune system stronger and your lymphatic system move. Not so much movement that you become exhausted and tired, because exhaustion means your chi has been depleted. So do the right amount of movement for the level of chi you have at your disposal now. Or you may find that step number 6 is more important to you right now, because step number 6 is rest. Rest is very important. When you are resting, when you are sleeping, that is when your body is healing. That's really when you are healing. Your chi might be so depleted that you need more rest right now than anything else. You might need more rest than movement or more rest than meditation. And if that's the case, do that first. Love yourself enough to do what works for you. And finally, step number 7 is finding a community and having fun and laughing. You need to feel like you have a community where you feel like you fit in, where you can laugh and you can be yourself and you can find your joy. Joy and laughter is so important for your well-being. So as I said, these are 7 simple steps. I'm going to repeat them again. And it takes a little bit of effort and it takes a little bit of work. And step number 1, which was work through your issues. So actually, step number 1 is identify your issues. Identify them and make a commitment that you are going to work through them. Step number 2 is do things each day to release the stress and fear from your life, like meditation, being in nature, qigong, listening to music, your hobbies, art, poetry, music. So do things each day, or soaking in a bathtub, whatever it is for you. That's step number 2. Step number 3, remove the things from your diet that are actually depleting, that your body doesn't agree with, whatever it could be for you. It could be sugar at this time. It could be alcohol. It could be nicotine. It could be it could be dairy. It could be anything. So make a commitment. Love yourself enough to do this. Step number 4. Increase the things in your diet that nourish you and make your energy expanded or your chi stronger. And for you, it could be whatever is unique for you. It could be eating more vegetables. It could be eating more grain. It could be eating less of those things. It could be following a paleo diet, a keto diet, whatever it is that works for you. Step number 5, movement. Again, whatever works for you. Don't overdo it so that you're depleting your chi. So do some movement every day, whether it's stretching, whether it's yoga, whether it's walking, whatever it is for you. And step number 6, extremely important, is rest. That could be the number 1 thing for you right now. If it is, honor it. Honor whichever one is the priority for you. Rest means really loving yourself enough to give yourself the time to sleep and making it a priority. Make yourself a priority. And step number 7 is actually hanging out with friends and people you love. Don't be afraid to actually be selective as to who you want to hang with. That is an act of self-love. Who are the people that make you laugh? Because when you laugh, it means your energy is expanded, your chi is expanded. And so hang out with people who make you laugh. When you do all those steps, you will find step number 1, which is working through your actual issues, which is the job you hate or the relationship you're stuck in or the health crisis you're dealing with. You will find those things so much easier to handle because you will be in energy surplus and you will have the energy at your disposal to handle those things. I cannot stress this enough. If you have energy surplus, just by following those steps, you will have the energy to handle your relationship issues, your issues with people impinging on your energy field, and so on. You won't have to worry about boundaries. All of this is an act of self-love. This is how you love yourself and prove to yourself that you love yourself. And you do that because you want to live here, you want to be healthy, you want to live long. And when you have that expanded chi, that means you are operating on a higher frequency. And what happens is only that which matches your frequency is what will enter into your life. Empaths are super powerful when it comes to expanding their chi. So I just want to touch a little bit on empaths, that many empaths feel that what you have is a gift and a curse. Here's the thing, if you're an empath, where it's a curse is that you very easily give your power away to the outside world, and that depletes your chi. You very easily buy into the fears and the people who drain you, and that is what depletes your chi. However, you are also super effective when it comes to increasing your chi. Empaths are much better when it comes to alternative remedies. Things like homeopathy and all these things work super well on empaths. Empaths don't need as much in the way of pharmaceuticals. You don't need it at all, actually, because alternative remedies are very, very powerful on empaths. And if you do take pharmaceuticals, empaths need very little because their bodies actually react very quickly to things. This is where empaths' power lies and where their weakness lies. They react very quickly to what is good, but they also react very quickly to what is bad. So be aware that you have a tendency to do that. Focus on what's good for you, and you will find your results very, very quickly. And speaking about empaths, I wanted to say, let me take a glug of tea. I wanted to say that the Shift Network are hosting an Empath Summit huge, with lots of teachers, lots of speakers, completely free, online, and I'm on that summit. I'm one of the teachers, and I'm going to include the link in this post and the link below if you would like to be part of that Empath Summit. You can sign up completely free. I don't remember how many teachers there are, but there are a lot. You will get wisdom from many teachers, and this is a summit totally focused on empaths. You're going to love it. It's a wonderful summit. Please tune in to the summit. And I want to say thank you for tuning in. And I'm going to turn to Danny to ask him if there's anything that he would like to push up or remind me. I think he's going to remind me of the cruise. Yay! The cruise coming up in September. I would love for you to join me. It's an empath cruise, and we're going to spend 12 days together out at sea with community, having fun, expanding our chi and encouraging each other within the community. 12 days of expansion, just complete 12 days of only focusing on expanding our energy field. I am super excited about that. You're going to make sure that you have enough rest, enough good food, enough fun, enough workshop and processes to help you work through those issues. All of that packed into 12 days, and in the fun of being out in the ocean where the energy is different and open and clear, as opposed to wherever you are now. Because wherever you are now, I'm not saying it's not wonderful, but it is the place or the space which got you into the situation you're in. So we'll be out in the open, we'll be doing healing journeys, we will be clearing your energy field. I am super excited about it, and I can't wait to see you on the cruise if you're joining me, and I can't wait to see you on my next Facebook Live. And Danny has something to say. Over to you, Boo.
I've just received a message from my boss. Everybody, Anita's not actually my boss. My boss has said, you know, you forgot to actually talk about this thing called the Radical Remission Summit.
Of course. Oh, thank you, Milena. Yes, Danny reports to... Actually, he reports to Milena and Roz both, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I'm the low man on the totem pole. My job is to follow instructions and to click the mouse.
Really important, the Radical Remission docuseries. It was created, it's a joint venture between Dr. Kelly Turner and Hay House. I was on it, I was interviewed on it. I cannot recommend it highly enough. Milena's going to put the link to it. And it is basically about... It is really, again, very in line with everything I've said. It is about focusing on what heals you. It is not about focusing on the illness. In this, we really talk about how in fact the medical system is so focused on illness, whereas it doesn't serve a lot of people. And I want to say out there, you empaths out there, because you're so highly suggestive, you need to be focused on wellness if you are going through a health challenge. You need to be focused on wellness, not on the illness. This is why for many empaths, you become more fearful when you are part of the medical paradigm. So you need other things to support you. The good news for empaths is because you are highly suggestible, you will actually heal the fastest when you get this. When you actually focus on wellness, you heal the fastest. And this docuseries will help you with that. Kelly Turner did an amazing job with this. I saw clips of it, and of course I'm on it as well. I love Kelly Turner's work. I am a huge fan of hers because she helps people to focus on what are the traits that really cause magical, spontaneous, radical healings as opposed to what causes illness, which is where the medical paradigm is focused. Remember, medical paradigm is focused on looking for a pharmaceutical cure. We are not focused that way. We are focused on healing our bodies. So watch this documentary, this docuseries. Can't recommend it highly enough. Totally free. The links will be included. Thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you on the next live. Bye.